determination. Do you think that was a cop-out?
Well, I posted on this. No, I don't think it was a cop-out. I think he was a coward, and I'll tell you why. He didn't have a case. Now, think about this. What did he do to pursue obstruction? Did he subpoena the President of the United States to appear before a grand jury? No, he didn't. Did he take his case into federal court on obstruction? No, he didn't. Did he fight it all the way to the Supreme Court? No, he didn't. He didn't pull the trigger on this, not because it was a cop-out, but because he didn't have probable cause. He didn't have a case, number one. Number two, collusion. The same chairman of these committees who are now banging the drums and beating their chests, these are the same individuals who brought us to this point with this same prosecutor, and I do not respect this prosecutor at all. It took him 2 years to tell us there was no collusion. 2 years, hundreds of interviews, grand jury testimony, on and on and on. He should have come to the microphone and told the American people months ago that there was no collusion. To drag a president of the United States through this, people need to be held to account for this, including many of these people in the House of Representatives who show up on their airport sonar and radar systems and anywhere else they can appear to trash the President of the United States. He was called a traitor. He was called a spy. He's been called worse. And now they want to investigate other areas. So the facts are these. No collusion. Certified. Period. No obstruction. If there was obstruction, then bring your damn case. Subpoena the President. Take it all the way to the Supreme Court. He did nothing. What he did was utterly unethical, Mueller, on this issue. And I'll tell you why, Shannon. Leon Jaworski is the special prosecutor for Watergate. He specifically said he will not put in his report any information, any thought, any opinions about any American citizen who wasn't charged and didn't have an opportunity to defend themselves in court, and a prosecutor required to meet the standard of beyond reasonable doubt to prove their crime. So when Mueller drops this stuff in a report, it should be dismissed. The Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General stepped up, and under the rules that have been in place for 20 years, it's the Attorney General who is the final judgment, not a prosecutor. So it is a big day for the President. The Democrats are glum, and they need to be held to account. Everybody who was involved in dragging this nation through this, spending $40 million, destroying lives, staff around the President. And I would ask one other question on this obstruction, Chad. How did he obstruct justice? The investigation went on. He didn't block a dollar from being spent. He fired Comey. Comey was replaced with a bureaucrat. FBI went on its merry way. Department of Justice went on its merry way. They spent money left and right, traveling all over the world, chasing a phony lead. No collusion. There was no obstruction, period.
Well, do you think, when you talk about how they traveled the world, and we know that there were, thousands of subpoenas, there were hundreds of people who were interviewed, there were pen registers where you can get, phone records, there were all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, was it worthwhile for the president to be able to say, now look at the American people, they dug everywhere, they spent 2 years and all of this money, and I'm vindicated, so it was worth it?
When you bring up phony charges against an individual and they're vindicated, the vindication is good. The issue isn't whether it's worth it. How did this information come to be? Why did the senior level of the FBI, senior level of our intelligence agencies, senior level of the Department of Justice, the mass media push these stories, push these lies, push this narrative day in and day out, and now zero, zippo, nothing. And there was never anything. And the President of the United States, for all the grief he takes, has been telling the truth from day one. I thought he was going to be indicted. I thought his son was going to be indicted. I thought his son-in-law was going to be indicted. I thought the whole family was going to wind up at Sing Sing when you listen to some of these legal analysts. I'm telling you, we have a big problem in this country. Freedom of the press. It is a huge problem. Not the fact of freedom of the press, but that we have individuals who do not respect the Constitution, who do not respect freedom of the press. And this is going to continue. And the American people should rise up. And the American people should say, we have had enough of this. You're spending our money on opposition research. We know this is about 2020. And now we have members of Congress who are trying to interfere with the justice system. We're now going to subpoena the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General and Mr. Mueller. Shannon, they have Article I powers in Congress. They do not have criminal investigative powers. It is not up to the executive branch to serve as an impeachment arm of the House of Representatives to conduct investigations for them. And I would tell Mr. Schumer something. You have no right to grand jury information. You have no right to FBI notes. You have no right to certain classified information. Like it or not, just because you're a senator, don't hand us this issue of transparency. This is about justice and the rule of law, not transparency.
Yeah, there are a lot of legal limits.